Namaste, I'm Manish and I love to share SHIRSASANA with you. The most iconic yoga posture, standing on your head. In SHIRSASANA, the headstand, when you get it right, eventually you'll wonder why it took you so long. Just as you can stand on your feet, you can stand on your head. You need to take care of a couple of things. One, having core strength and back strength. Two, not having any pain in the shoulders and neck. So a lot of people stand wrong. They'll either stand like this with the hips pronating, or they'll stand like this with the shoulders hunching. For them, it's going to be very difficult to do headstand. So the first thing you got to train, can I stand straight? Feet are just about shoulder width apart. Pull up the kneecap slightly. That's engage the thigh, engage the glute. Below the navel, abs has gone in. Lower back is engaged, chest is opened a bit, shoulders are engaged. If you can stand straight like this, that'll really help you. The next thing you can do is place a nice big book on your head. The point at which it rests is the middle point of the head. That's the point that's going to be on the floor. For most people, when they start to do headstand, because we are frontally designed in the sense that we are always looking forwards, and we want to look, we'll end up putting just above the forehead on the ground. You'll never get balance. You've got to get the center of the head. Yeah? In terms of SHIRSASANA, we're always interested in this 21st century yoga project. How can I transform my body, mind and prana or energy through these practices? In terms of body, SHIRSASANA, because it redirects the flow of blood to the brain, all the time, the heart is having to pump blood against gravity to the head. Also, the internal organs are being pulled down by gravity all the time. So when you inverse it, the organs get a bit of rest. The heart also gets a bit of rest. There was a good, rich blood supply to the brain, to the face. It's very important before you do meditation. So that is in terms of the physicality. It's very good for the nervous system, for the endocrine system, the hormones. You have a lot of emotional maturity and stability when you do SHIRSASANA daily. Apart from that, in terms of the mind, it gives clarity, clear-mindedness, focus. These are big benefits from the mind perspective. In terms of prana or energy, see, all the time, the magnetic polarities are such that when you inverse your body, immediately stress goes away. The magnetic polarities match and you're in tune with the earth itself. It has a huge impact in terms of prana. Typically, prana is going up, apana is going down. When you inverse that, there is a combustion of energy here. Now, these are slightly technical things, but it's important for you as a yogi to understand these and don't make your yoga practice just gymnastic. You've got to understand the deeper, subtler layers of what's happening in all of these practices. So it has a huge impact on prana or energy. Now, to get started, come like this. If anybody has a neck ache or shoulder pain and you're worried about the posture, I'd suggest you can avoid it. I would suggest the first thing that you got to learn, you've all done this, we've all done this as kids, but as adults we find this a bit difficult, to see whether we can just roll. So you're here, the crown of the head, not even on the floor. So you're pulling the chin in towards the chest and you do. So just do a rollover like that. Now this is very important simply because just like when you were learning to ride a bicycle, you fell a couple of times and then you got your balance. Like that, you will fall a couple of times in SHIRSASANA before you get your balance. You should know that the body knows how to fall. People have this strange sort of visualization that they go up on their head and plonk, they're going to fall flat on their back. It never happens like that. When the body is falling, there's still enough time, the body automatically crumples up and you just roll over the way I showed you. Having said that, when you begin your yoga practice, SHIRSASANA, I highly recommend that you do it against a wall. The ideal would be at a corner. So if this were to be the corner of the room, you can put one, if this were the corner of the room, you can put one arm here and one arm here. So that way, when you go up, your legs are going to be where the wall meets. So you'll be straight, you won't be on either side. That's very beneficial when you're beginning off. Over a course of time, then you come 6 inches away from the wall, 1 foot away from the wall, and take it on as a sankalp, a resolution that by the end of this year, you can do this comfortably at the center of the room. So sit like this. I'll just show you a step-by-step movement. So firstly, place your bottom of your palm on the eyebrows. Now, wherever the middle finger touches, that is the center point of the head. So that is the point that's going to be on the floor. So when you're in Vajrasana, put your elbows on the edges of the knees, interlace your fingers, place the crown of the head on the floor, walk your legs up. Now lift both your legs up and come back down. You can either do even one leg, but once you can get both the legs up, now engage your core and stay here. If you can do that, then slowly, and this can be for 1 week, you can do just that posture. Then the next week, you can try and see whether you can get your kneecaps to face up. In the following week, you can check if you can slowly get your toes up. Now don't let your legs go to sleep. Engage your inner thighs. Stretch the toes up. So the entire thighs, everything is engaged. And to come back down. Stretch. So Shirshasana is definitely an asana that you need to work on. According to legend, there are 8.4 million asanas, each to represent one of the 8.4 million life forms that the earth is supposed to have had. We in modern yoga do about 300-400 such asanas. 84 are considered important in Hatha Yoga. I would suggest that you really focus on Shirshasana. The impact is huge. Also, it gives you tremendous confidence that you can manage your body on the head. It makes you very confident in your body's capabilities. So Shirshasana is something that you really need to practice. Just the way I was showing you, stay close to a wall. When you're on the wall, don't let your body just go limp. So there's a tendency when you've gone up to just relax there. Don't. Even though you're on the wall, stretch the toes up, engage the inner thighs, stretch the calves. Because when you're doing the posture, eventually all those parts of the body come alive and keep you there. Against the wall, they go to sleep, so there's more pain on the neck on the wall because everything has gone to sleep. So you don't do that. You stretch up, push the legs, push the torso, keep everything firm so that the neck doesn't take a load. And then slowly get away. I'd like to know from all of you if by the end of the year you've been able to come to the center of the room and do Shirshasana. Take a picture of yourself, send it to me. Always interesting for me to see how people progress through their practice. Namaste.